Hello YouTubers, back with another video. I wanted to talk a little bit about some other things. I know we do some woodworking mainly on this channel. I didn't want to be the serious one. Well, we got this spruce brine here with these rare, delicate, intricate lines, and I don't want to get into all that, okay? I'm going to explain to you why I am the way I am. No, just kidding. No, I just wanted to touch on some subjects. So, part of my woodworking and doing all this is I don't have a lot of money. I'm a poor guy, and I ain't afraid to admit it. But I'm rich in the Lord and what the Lord provides for me. I'm thankful because I feel a lot of this without Him, I wouldn't have what I have. So, with that being said, I have a very good friend. I talk about him a lot. JB Wood, real good. So my friend Jeff, we've worked together at a factory for almost 6 years. I was his floor man. Sometimes he did floor and I mixed. It kind of switched, but mostly he did mix it because I really didn't like mixing. I was their best one of the best foremen out there. My brother was trained by Abel, and then my brother helped finish training me, and I ended up being a good foreman. But with all that out of the way, I went through times in my life that were depression and bad things went on, and I ended up in the hospital. And Jeff is what we call him Bird. It's his nickname. I started calling him Bird. I made up a bird song for him at work, and I tell him that every morning when I came in. But he has helped me so much through the years and got me all this wood you guys see. Not this stuff on top. I bought a lot of that. But if I had to buy all this wood, it'd be thousands of dollars. So he would get wood, and I just give him so much, and he'd split his pallet with me, and I'd give him a little bit for, he never asked for a lot because he knew it was my situation. So I love him to pieces. He was one of my best friends. 30-year relationship. We still have good times, and we used to roughhouse in the factory. We'd roll around on the floor at work, and our boss would yell at us because we were roughhousing to knock that off before we got fired. One time we were goofing up, and we shouldn't have been doing it. It was wrong. So we had these sliding like cow gates, and we were picking on one another, and I grabbed a hold of him, and we were wrestling around him. And he flipped me around. And when I did, I lost my balance, and I hit that gate, and the gate come up, and I went down. He grabbed my arm. I was dangling above about an 8 or 10 foot platform, maybe even higher. I can't remember how high they were. I know it was 10, maybe 12 foot high, and holding that gate and pulled us both up. If I would have fallen, it would have been an injury. That would have been termination probably for both of us. I'm almost sure of it. So he's been a good friend and just helped me through the years. So I was talking about in one of my videos that I do whatever I can to help him. If he's in a pickle, I'm going to help him the best I can to get him out of it, And so he started making tables. He's going to start making tables for a diner. And he did his first one. He had trouble with it. Well, first he got a little spotted, which did bother him. That's the worst of it. Well, he ended up having to sand it and redo it, and it would turn out a gray color, like a satin finish. He wanted a glossy finish, and I thought, he tried, couldn't get out. He was just frustrated that he's going to give it to her. Well, thinking back about all the times he's helped me and all the wood I've gotten and what he's done for me, I'm bound and determined I'm going to help him. God willing, we'll get it figured out. So I did a lot of research online how to get that glossy finish, and I came up with some products, and I tried it. I bought them off of Amazon, and I got a sample piece from him. Let me grab it and show you. It's dusty right now, but I ended up sanding this, and he sanded it to over 2,000 grit, I think he said, eventually. Now, I didn't have 2,000 grit sandpaper, but I had a 320, 220, 180. I think I did even either a 36 or a 60 on this. You see how shiny it is? I worked on this for about an hour, getting it like that. Sanding it and getting all the scratches out. And there's no, scratches viable in here from the sandpaper now. Not anymore. So he was getting ready to just give it to the lady or getting ready to pour a new top finish on it. And I was trying at the same time. He said it's really a big process. So I went ahead and did the research, and I polished this up, and I called him and said, don't pour the finish. I think we got it. I need to come to the shop, and I'll show you what I got. And he come over and I said, look at that. He goes, you sanded? I said, yeah. 60, 37. I think I did 120, 180, 240, and 320. And I wet sanded the 320. And then I polished it. And I did it 2 polishes on it. I went 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, and 3. Boom. And that's the finish I got. And he goes, wow. He goes, can you order me this stuff? So he gave me the money. In fact, he gave me a little bit extra for doing it for him. And I ordered him the stuff. And his first attempt looked really good. He was really impressed. He goes, I could almost give it to her like this. That's how good it is. But he goes, I said, why don't you try it a couple, see what you can do. He sanded it all the way to 2000 grit again, polished it again, and it got even shinier. He did it a second time and went through it, and it looked like glass. It was beautiful. Looked just like shiny glass again. And that's how it should look after epoxy. And like I said, that my heart, I was touched. I was able to help him. I felt great. He was happy. He's real thankful, man. I appreciate you helping me like that, dude. I don't even know what to say. And that was heartfelt to me. And I love him to pieces. He's my best friend. As far as my wife, my top friend and my best friend in the world is my Jules. My wife. She's an amazing human being. She loves people. She'll give you the shirt off her back if you need it more than she does. Always want to helps my family. And my family's not always been so good to my wife. They've made their comments, and we've had ups and downs with it, but she's never faltered to love my family. No matter what they say and do to her, she continues to love. That's the kind of person my wife is. She is beautiful. She is a gift from God. I felt like when I met my wife, God sent her to me. I felt like that was a gift from God. And a little back story on that. We met on a dating site. My daughter said I was being a jerk and I needed somebody in my life. And my daughter got me on the site, and I thought, he's crazy stuff. I'll never meet nobody. But I happened to put in a thing, Christian woman looking for good Christian man, looking for good Christian woman, and boom. And it almost felt like the fireworks went off. Like God was pointing, that's her, that's her. Like the arrows were pointing. So I reached out to her and I talked to her, and oh my goodness, we talked and talked and talked. And I finally, or not talk, text back and forth a lot. And I finally told her, I said, I'm not, a big fat, savvy fan of texting. I'll give you my number while we talk on the phone so I can get to know you. Because you never know. There's scams out there and you always want to know. And boy, she called me right away. And we talked from that point on all the way to 3 o'clock in the morning. And I just didn't want to hang up with her. It was almost like I knew her for years. That just, she was the person I needed to hang out with. And so with that happening, I got up at 6 in the morning and I called her again. I had about 3 hours of sleep. So did she. Tell me when I called her, she was tired. I said, I didn't wake you up, did I? I'm sorry. No. I had to get my daughter up anyway for school. And it's all right. And we talked and talked and talked. And I finally let her go, and I didn't want to. And so she calls me back. And I had a little Kia Rondo, but my finances have always been shaky. I didn't have a lot of gas. I was waiting on a paycheck to come in. But I didn't think about, hey, you loan me a little bit of gas to get to you. I'll pick you up. We'll hang out. And I'll pay you back. I just ain't got the funding. It'll be a couple of days before I'll have the funding. So she goes, how about this? She goes, how about I come hang out with you for the weekend? And I was blown away. I'm like, wow. And this is, let me back it up a little bit. This is before I literally got back into my Lord completely. I was still there, but I was kind of on the roller coaster ride, which that's being lukewarm. You never roller coaster ride with the Lord. It's either all or none. You give it all or you give none. What he did for us, he gave it all. So I'll give it all for him. He paid a debt he didn't have to for me and you. And I'm going to give everything I got for the Lord. And that's just how it is. And that's how it'll always be. I'll never falter in that path again. But there's still temptation. Don't get me wrong. I'm not perfect. I'm human. I'm going to make mistakes. I'm not a Bible to read, but I read the Bible. So with that being said, I try to be the best Christian man that I can possibly be. Not perfect. There's only one perfect person that killed him, and that's the Lord. But with that being said, So anyway, she ended up showing up, and we hung out for the weekend. And come about Sunday, I got depressed, and I'm like, look, try not being emotional. Sometimes I get a little emotional. I didn't want her to leave. It's just like I needed her, and I believe she needed me. And we just hit it off. She goes, well, you know what? I don't want to leave either. And I'm like, wow. So here's the dilemma. I want to be honest with you guys. I'm not, I want you to know me as a person. I try to be the best person. I'm the same. I'll help person. If you need my shirt more than I do, here it is. Take it. That's the kind of person I am. And it's the way the Lord would want help our fellow people. And I just don't want it to be about all seriousness. And I do want, I love my woodworking, don't get me wrong. But I like to sometimes reach out and have a little word on my part of my life. And I don't want to get into personal stuff. We'll never get personal like that. But just knowing me as a person and be able to shout out to you guys. And I hope you follow along with my journeys. And it's going to be ups and downs. And that's part of life. And that's the way it's always going to be. But just follow me along. Maybe you can shout out, show me things that I don't know, teach me things. There's things I still need to learn. I still have to research and see things. And a big shout out to, I also want to mention, I always try to mention Matt 731 Woodworks. Love to meet the guy in person one day. That'd be awesome, be a dream to be able to meet that guy. He has been my inspiration in woodworking. And I'll tell you, not to get off my subject, and I'll get back to the wife, but watching that guy, I've learned so much, and it's got me to be a better woodworker, like I've said, to where I am. I'm not, I want to say humble. I'm not bragging or anything, but I'm pretty proud of where I've come from, what I've done. I wish I had some old projects I could show you. I started out rough. That last cross, I should have took a picture of it. See, I may have it somewhere. I don't quote me, but I started out rough. And after watching Matt, very explanatory, very awesome Christian man. God bless him. I hope he continues to get blessings, that God pours them down on that gentleman. He is freaking amazing. I want to say you are an amazing fellow, Matt, and I appreciate all your videos, because even the tools I need to buy, what I need to buy, you've been phenomenal with all that. I would be wasting gobs of money for that, but with getting my own wood and stuff helped a lot too. But I don't ever buy like high-end wood because I haven't been building a lot. I want to start building little items like little desks and stuff. That's down the road. I want to get the shop done. It's a lot of stuff in the making. You'll be able to see as it unfolds, and you'll get the journey with me as all this happens. And that's a neat part of it. Now, I don't edit anything. Everything's live the way it is. They say I should edit, but I just want it to be natural. And I'm not a big shot. I don't know YouTube all like that, I guess. So editing's a step above me right now until I get learning more about it. Anybody want to shout out? Anybody want to give me a hand to help me out to get this better would be appreciative too. Because I'm kind of winging everything I do to begin with. So, and I'm hoping it's turning out good for y'all. And like I said, I like to get into who I am and what I'm about. And people know me as a person. And I try to be good to everyone. And like I said, I want to have some free giveaways and maybe a raffle to help out. And, we'll see what happens down the road. But on that, Matt, I just wanted to say I appreciate you so much for everything. As, lead me in the right direction. He's always led me right. And I don't care what tools he's talking about. He's always pretty spot on everything. I've never seen him falter, really on anything as far as his information. So a big thanks to you. A big thumbs up, Matt. You are awesome. You rock, brother. Thank you so much. Also, there's another guy I watch, Bourbon Moth. It's been an inspiration as well. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate you. I don't watch it because, I don't know, I'm kind of stuck on Matt. I just dig Matt. I don't know, something about him. His family, too, I bless them all. May they always have blessings and everything in that direction. But Bourbon Moth, I do want to shout a thank you because I've learned some things from you, too, buddy. Don't get me wrong. I've learned some of the cabinetry stuff. And some of the other stuff you built, I've learned watching that too. So thank you too, buddy. Appreciate you. Thank you much. Anyway, let's get back to Jewel. So, anyway, she called her daughter and said, I think we're going to come stay with him and live with him. And we're going to pay bills and do that kind of thing together. And you know how that works. And I'll give you a little story on my life as it unfolds. So we ended up, I called my buddy Jeff, JB Wood, come through again, got me a big box truck. We moved her to my house. So a few years go down the road, you know, we've had our ups and downs. We kind of, how to say this? She kind of went her way for a little bit and I went mine. We kind of had a separation for a little bit and to figure out what we were doing. I was going through some stuff, personal stuff, and at the time it just wasn't working out for us after a couple years, and it kind of made me think that I really loved her, and I knew I loved her, and I did some stupid things and was trying to figure out how to deal with her, losing her, and how I could maybe get her back, or and I just thought I screwed everything up, and I prayed about it and was angry with God for no reason, because I thought it's his fault wasn't his fault. It's my fault that I did what I did. Didn't do none of the cheating thing that you guys are thinking. I just had some depression. I ran out of some meds I was on, kind of got messed up, and you know, it caused our relationship to get rocky, and then she just felt, you know, it was time to go. So kind of neat things along the way is this is a personal one, honey. So I kind of I don't normally do this. I got on there and sung her a song, Travis Tritt. Can't think of the song that I sung to her. I did it over the phone. Help Me Hold On. That was the song. Sung that to her. Because the first night she had took off, and I didn't know that. She didn't tell me she was leaving. She couldn't handle it. So she basically left without telling me, and I worried myself sick, and finally reached out, and she sent me a message that, you know, a big message, it wasn't working out, and blah, blah, blah. So about a week went by, and I did some silly things and couldn't deal with it, and started drinking, doing things I shouldn't have been doing, and let it get the best of me. Well, about a week later, she calls. I missed her first call. I was just walking around trying to deal with, you know, that part of it, and so I'll give you the happy ending at the end here. Like I said, I'm not going to be getting into personal stuff, but I wanted you to follow my life as long with what we're doing here, and to get to know me as a person. So finally she calls me back and she says, I know you're probably mad at me and you don't want nothing more to do with me. I understand that. Yada, yada. But she just wanted to come get the rest of her stuff, and if she could have it. And I said, well, you don't got to do that. She goes, what do you mean? I said, I love you and I miss you and I want you to come home. And try not to be emotional, guys. I try not to be, but I'm human. And she couldn't wait to get back to me. She goes, I really missed you, and I'm glad you said that, and I really wanted to come home. I just didn't know if you would have me back. And so I was like, you know it. And the funny thing is that the happy ending, this is the end of all this right here, and then we'll get back on the wood thing. And it started to rain a little bit, and it started to mist, and my daughter picked her up, which was her daughter. She's actually my stepdaughter, but I don't look at her like that. I finished raising her, and she's my daughter. I love her to pieces. Brought her back to me, and she ran and hugged me, and I spun and kissed her. We spun around in the rain, and it was beautiful. Man, you can't have a happy ending better than that. Good Lord up above, he knew what needed to be done. He took care of it. But appreciate y'all with my emotional side, and understanding me as a person, and understanding some of the stuff I've been through. And you know, as a kid, I went through a lot worse than that. Believe me, I broken homes and abusive parent, not my mom, but stepdads and things of that nature. I've been through a lot worse, but I'm not going to get personal. But it's made me the person. And my grandparents stepped in. Those people were not even my blood grandparents. They raised my brother, and part of the half of my life, they took care of me off and on, and brought me out. And those are the ones that led me to the Lord. And God bless those people and rest their souls. And I'm glad they're in heaven and living with the Lord and enjoying that part of their life. So, but yeah, I just want to reach out, and sometimes I want to talk about things, not just my woodworking, and it'll be mainly about that, but getting to know me as a person. I think everybody should get to know the person as a person, not just, a woodworker that's, oh, we're gonna seriously, why so serious, we're gonna do this woodworking, we're gonna grind this to a fine, we're gonna stain this, and this is gonna shine like glass, you can skate across it. No. Woodworking, yes. I'm a kind of fly by my seats kind of guy. I like to go on the run, do what we can, and where the action's the action, and that's what we're doing. So, anyway, we'll get back onto this part of it, and I appreciate you guys listening to my story, hearing some of my life and how my life ventured. And another part of that don't want to mention too much is I was married 17 years, and I was in a very bad marriage. I'll just put a little bit of that. She ended up passing away, and that was bad. My children was 4 and 14, so that was rough on them. That was another story. I'll talk about it every now and then, and don't want to get too personal. It was just a bad marriage. Things didn't go right. She was doing things she shouldn't have been doing. I was doing things I shouldn't have been doing. That was way back after I kind of fell off following my Lord. I kind of went downhill. And I'm glad I'm back on his path, and I'm glad I'm trying to follow his ways to the best of my ability. And my heart goes out to my Lord, and everything I try to do is my Lord. And that's the way it should be. It should be your Lord, your wife, and your children. That's the way it always should be. And that's the way God wants it, the way it should be. But all right, with that all being said, people, thank you again for watching this and hearing me out. Get a little bit of this. We're going to be staining this. We're just going to stain it. You wipe the stain on, wipe it off pretty much. It'll look like this. It'll look like this one. See the difference? See if we can put them together. Well, you see the difference, right? Let's see if I got right there. Yep. And that's what this will look like when I'm done staining. You can watch. I can show you. I'll put my gloves on. Oh yeah, something else, guys. I'm working on that shark fin push stick. This is going to be white on the bottom. It's representing a great white, and I don't know. Wolves and sharks. My favorite water animal has to be the great white shark. Love them. As far as my wilderness creatures, Sasquatch, wolves, pretty much it. I'd like to be able to do a Sasquatch thing one day. Maybe if I ever get the chance to do that, we'll have something on that. I'm out in the woods tree knocking or something. Who knows? You never know with me. But here it is. It's not finished. We're just starting it. Front, back. It ain't going to be perfect. I may have to do some more painting. I might have got one side a little more than the other. That's what it looks like to me, kind of. But I'll try to match that up, and then I'll take this off, and we'll paint this white. I have white eyes, and of course, it's white teeth and some gills. Kind of make it look like a shark. It'll be shark. I want to sell these. I might give a free one to give away, just to give away. I'll make a couple more. I'll probably sell these online. Probably on eBay is where I'll be selling these. I do have an Etsy platform, but I have to get in and look at it again and see what's going on with that. But I mainly sell on eBay, so I sell my wood stuff there too. I've been with them 11 years, so it's a hard habit to break. So there it is, shark fin push stick. Little shark fins, if you see them. And what I might make this even bigger. I don't like how small I got it. It got a little more. I may make a big one because I want it for like if you're putting a piece of wood in it, flies up. I want it to be able to hit that and not your fingers. And of course, your fingers will be back where you can put on that back fin and shove your wood in. They're solid. They're not going to break. They're pretty solid. It's made out of hickory. Strongest native wood we have, so it's got to be something. I did thin it down because you got to have it thin. It'll fit most construction saws that have that little slide-in part that they saw. It'll fit those because I tried it on mine. At first, I had to. Here's a rough draft of mine. See, I put an eye on it, some gills. I was being goofy. I didn't do the other side, but just that's what it'll somewhat look like. I'll get, and I'm gonna hand paint the eyes and the teeth on. I'm buying some detail brushes. I used to paint miniatures. I'm pretty decent at it somewhat. So he'll have a white eye with a little thing above his eye, and I'll have some white gills on the blue, and I think it'll look cute. And then I'll probably put one online to sell. That looks a little off to me. Might run that down the sander a little bit. But, I mean, it ain't going to be perfect. It's just a wood. You're going to bang it up. You're going to nick it. Man, this one's mine. This is a prototype. I built another one, but it didn't have a fin on it. And I thought the fin protector for like when your wood jumps back, when you get that sometimes, pushback or whatever they call it. It can be dangerous. I had a piece fly off and hit me in the side of the eye once. Didn't have my glasses on, thank the Lord above. That's why I try to say, safety always first. Get your gloves on, get your breathing apparatus. You should always be doing this. I don't, and it's wrong, and I need to start doing it. And I'm going to start working more safe, putting my glasses on, sanding, putting my cut gloves on. Now these, I used to have a job, I worked at a glass company, and these were cut-proof gloves. You could pretty much you could cut through them. That's not saying they're invulnerable. But like stabs and stuff like that, they're really good protection. And through the years of working there, through the year, I collected a lot of these. And I use them for staining and all kind of stuff. So cutting. I had them on one day, and I actually didn't have them on one day, and I cut through my thumb with my bandsaw after I readjusted, and I had these on again, and I missed, and it caught my finger, and it bounded up, and it stopped it from cutting me. So pretty awesome little gloves. But I did some teeth on it. I don't know if you can see it. There's the teeth. It's hard to do in pencil. And then the gills, kind of neat. Reminds you of a shark. So, and they call those shark fin push sticks from RushWorx Woodworx. The only place to make them. But all right, guys. So, with that being said, let's grab some stain. You can wear your mask with that because that does have some chemicals. I don't have my fan on. It helps circulate the fumes, so we better grab this. Sorry if you hear the fan going, it helps circulate air on here. I'm gonna grab, yeah, I can't use that. I'll use that little gear for everything. Oh. My little one's missing. Give me a minute, guys. I'm gonna try to find my cutting tool. These things are phenomenal. I need more of them. I was working on stuff outside yesterday. I might have left it out of that. I'll be right back, guys. Hold that thought. Guys, I found out you left my drill out there too. Oh boy. Somebody could have ran off of that, the battery and everything. See, sometimes I'm forgetful. The drill's pretty warm, my battery's pretty warm. And here it is. Let me get my shop. I always try to keep it locked because at least in the outside. I'm going to be doing some weekend. And I'll tell you a little stuff. So I buy these rags. I get them from DG. Inexpensive, like $6. You get like 3, 6, 9, 18 of them, I believe it is. And what I do is I take my big red scissors over here. I use them for cutting everything, cut tin and everything with them. And I cut them into sections of 4, and I fill the bags up. And if I have like pink or something, the white, I just throw them in here, some extra rags for the bathroom. So, I grab about 2 of these out of here at a time, because you'll get it. It'll start to get, you can't get the stain off because you saturated it with that. And it does have like kind of an oil base to it. Like, I don't know. Gel for wood, fiberglass. It says metal. You know, you can stain metal. Easy use, yeah. It doesn't say. And it's a good sealer for like outdoors too. I love Minwax. I use their product. It's like my favorite product to use. I have used others. Everything I use, their products are amazing. I can't say enough about Minwax. You guys rock. Products are awesome. Fast drying, works great, very protected. It doesn't matter what clear coat you got. You drop a hardwood object or anything, you're going to ding something. There's no way around it. But for the protection that it does give, it wasn't bad. It wasn't catastrophic. It dinged it, but their products are phenomenal, amazing. I would love to like be able to, you know, do a thing on their products and their stains, because I love this. They got all varieties. This is a mahogany. Seems to be, I don't know what it is about. I love mahogany. I do got aged oak, and like, I'm a darker color. As far as staining, I like the darker colors. Coffee and mahogany, and cherry wood is a purple. That's really pretty. I want to do some, cut some wood and stain it, and then put together different stains. I haven't been, I might do a little stand doing it. I think it'll be pretty and stuff. But yeah, Minwax, my favorite. I love the product. Phenomenal. I've never had any issues with it. All around good product. I've had this set out. I probably had this outside for a year. Still using it. Now it's run out. I got a brand new one there. It sits in my storage cabinet for my woodworking products and tools. Some tools. I got to clean it out back and eventually redo it. I might put something on the bottom and clean that area out. Put some drawers and stuff in the bottom of that as well for other stuff. That'll be a project. We'll show you doing that too when I get. And I'll try to do more step by step. I just, not the one into going, oh, let's go to the saw and cut 20 pieces. Well, here, guys, that boring stuff. I don't want to bore you with all that. I'll tell you, I'll show you a piece. Show you what I'm doing, how I'm cutting, how I'm measuring it, and I'll cut the one. Okay, these 4 are done the same way. Why should you have to stand here and watch me cut 4 pieces of wood the same way? You cut them all the same way, measure them all the same way. I only cut like one at a time. I try not to cut multiple pieces of wood. I think it gets dangerous. It can fly out. I just don't like doing it. I don't have the best saw blade on here. In fact, I think I have. Yeah, just a Menards Performax blade. I do have, thanks again, Matt, 731 orange chrome blade for it sitting in there. It was expensive, and I just don't want to, you know, use it right now. Down the road, I plan on buying a couple more of them. They're $50 a piece. So it's a lot for me. That's a chunk of change to swallow for me. Maybe pocket change to some people, but I mean. But anyway, I'm gonna pop this off, and also I use these little sponge brushes. And I do get these wider ones, so what I do, I'll show you what I do with this too wide. always trying to save a buck. I need to get more because I'm running out. Here in about a week, I'll probably run out to Menards and buy me another pack of them. They're only about either $7 or $14 for a whole. You get a whole bag of them. It's crazy. Just cut these ends to fit it. Well, I got that one a little crazy. Oh well. You don't want to cut that. You want to cut both ends. Boop. That'll be all right. It's little, yeah. Funky, but we're just using it for stain, y'all. It ain't like we put this. Now, I do use paint brushes for some stuff sometimes. If I run out of them, I'll use my paintbrush sometimes. Just pop this lid off with my little. I can't. These little woodworking tools. They're like my woodworking tools. My brains in Farmville land. Sorry, guys. Yeah, they're my carving tools. So, anyway. What you do is you take this stain. That's what I got left. Getting down to the nitty gritty. And you just, it gets kind of mix it up a little bit. It'll get a little gooey. Just mix it up, it'll come around. It ain't the stain. You don't need the gobs of stain on it. That's pretty good. For now, you don't. It ain't about how much you get on, is how far it'll go. You want to get as much as you can. It ain't put like gobs and gobs just smear it on. You just, if I can show you, I just do this, rub it in, do a section, turn it over. You see what I'm doing? Just do a section. It's not hard to stain. This is gel, it's easy. I'll hit it here, touch the center here. You're pretty much good. You don't have to do the whole thing if you don't want it. I like to get like the section, just fill the section. Not that it has to be all that, because your rag's going to smear some in too. So if you don't get it all covered, it's not a big deal. That's what I got. There's some pieces I didn't get. Take the rag and just wipe her off. Just that simple. Watch out for your little, sometimes you get little yellow burrs. Just make sure you get them off of there. Rub that in real good. Come over here where you got it. I just spin it around. Wipe her in. And make sure you try to get it all, because you see that? If you let that dry, that's what it's going to look like. Don't let that dry on there. Get her wiped, get everything wiped in good. You don't want any excess because it will dry like that. And then you'll have to sand, take it off, and redo it. So, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Got a little mark here, it ain't filling up. And if you got a part like that, just dab your brush on it. You dab your brush where it is. And usually, it's like a, maybe something that didn't get sanded all the way, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what that is. That's not coming in. I'll take my cutter here, see what this is. Real light. Yeah, I do not know what that is. Looks like it's coming off. There's some light kind of coming on. All right, let's see what happens. Don't work, well, we're just stuck with it. Yeah, I don't know. It's better. Yep, can't do nothing about it. Apparently, it's not going to hold the little. I don't know if you can see it. See a little mark? A couple of them. I don't know what it is. It won't stay. And you'll have that sometimes. I'm not sure what the cause of that is. You guys would know. I mean, it could be some paint that got left on. I'm not sure. Maybe some coating or something. I don't know. I'd have to sand that some more. And it's for my brother. Don't get me wrong. I love him. I'm trying to give him good work as well. My little brother. It's for a dog. He said he doesn't want it for nothing but putting his remains of his dog on it that he had cremated. So now on a customer, I would have sanded that. I mean, that's just what you do. Like I said, that's all there is to the staining. Just wiping her on and wiping her off. Make sure you get all your excess off, and that's all there is to it. Just wipe this off. Make sure you get all your excess off. And that's pretty much it, guys. So this has been a longer video, and I try to keep them, you know, not over an hour, but, you know, try to get them decent, like a half hour maybe. We're over this by a few minutes. So with that being said, I'm probably going to close on this video. I appreciate you hearing my story and some of who I am and about me and how things progressed in my life a little bit. I like to talk about, you know, who I am and what I do, just not woodworking, and it lets you get to know the person I am, and it's more easy to follow along with me and understand, you know, things that I've been through. And just reaching out to you guys is just, you know, not just a woodworker and somebody that does videos, you know. I'm a real person, real things happen. Life goes wrong and life goes right sometimes. Pray about it, let the Lord be your guide, and things will happen always. I thank you much for watching, hearing me out, guys. I appreciate you all. Like and subscribe, give it a big thumbs up. Continue the journey with me. I appreciate. God bless you all. Always be safe, and many blessings for you all. Until the next video.